Good morning, guys. I'm going to take you on my quick little 5-minute makeup routine that I've been doing. So I'm going to start with some moisturizer. I did all of my other skincare earlier, but I did not put on moisturizer yet. Just going to press that into the skin. So I've been using the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue foundation, BB cream, tinted moisturizer, whatever it is. And I'm actually going to spot conceal some of... Quiet time. I'm going to spot conceal some of my spots. I feel like I have not worn makeup in forever, especially not a full face. I've not wore a full face of makeup in probably 3 weeks. This is what I've been doing while at home. If I feel like doing my makeup, I just put on some tinted moisturizer and go. But that has not been very often. Sorry, Carter's playing in the background. He can't just go play in his room for a little bit. He wants to be a part of it, so. He's pretending to be a dinosaur, I think. We'll start out with a little bit, and I just kind of pat it in. Shh. Can we please be quiet? Isn't full coverage. I usually go for more medium to full coverage, but since I'm just at home, I don't really feel like doing that today. Just feel like very natural and minimal. Just something to kind of brighten up my mood a little bit. Since I've been home, I just feel like I love that I get to spend all this time with Carter, but at the same time, I'm going stir crazy being stuck in the house. Because I'm used to working about five days a week for at least 8 hours a day, usually. And so all this alone time at home is just a lot compared to what I'm used to. But I do love that I get to spend time with him. I feel like he really enjoys it too. But that being said, he doesn't like to listen to me. He listens to his dad, but not me. Carter, will you come here for a minute? That looks really light. Oops. And since I'm at home, I'm not really doing like anything that I would normally do, I feel like. Kind of playing around with techniques and different products. Just because, why not? I might as well whenever I'll be at home. I have really bad eye bags. It's partially being genetic. My mom and my grandma have them kind of bad. But also, this little child doesn't like to let me sleep half the time. He's a pretty good sleeper. But last night, our dogs woke me up in the middle of the night, and I don't even know why. I was sleeping and all of a sudden my dog put her paws up on my pillow. I was like, okay, you want to go outside? And I got up to take her outside and she went and laid back down. I don't know why. Like, what was the point of waking me up? I don't know. But she woke me up for nothing. Carter would not go to sleep last night. Would ya?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
He would not.
He also doesn't have on a shirt because he was washing his hands and a little tiny splash of water got on there. And if he has any water on his shirt, he freaks out and he can't wear the shirt anymore. I don't know why. I just don't. So, he has a lot of random little things that just like he can't stand. Okay, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a contour, nothing crazy, just because I don't want to look like a potato. I like to have some dimension to my face. But I probably won't be really setting anything either. I just don't feel like it. Okay. I like to use this little elf brush. It's a small stipple brush. That's what I like to blend out my cream contour with. I just find that it works really well. Hi, are you getting tired?
Huh?
Are you tired?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how to feel about this foundation. It looks kind of patchy, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. I like that aspect, but it does. It like looks patchy half the time. Like it doesn't sink into your skin. I don't really like that. But since I'm at home, I'm not gonna take it off and restart. I'm fine with it. I'll live. I just find that doing a little bit of makeup here and there, it just really helps my mood. And it just makes me feel like myself because I just love doing my makeup. This is my time that I take to myself to de-stress. So I find whenever I go long periods of time and I'm not wearing my makeup, I just feel grouchy and just out of place. And I feel like I have a shorter temper. But if I do my makeup, I get that 5-10 minutes to myself that I can just relax and unwind for a minute. Like, this is my little self-care almost. I feel like I don't take a whole lot of time to myself. So this is really nice that I can just de-stress this way. Okay. I don't really feel like setting my face today. I just don't. Just use this little palette, this Morphe palette. It looks gross and I apologize. But it just has like 3 colors in it. I'll probably mix these two for the crease and then put a little bit of the dark one on the edges. But very subtle, not gonna be going all out by any means. Normally I would take a skin toned powder or a translucent powder and just kind of wipe it across my eye so that my eyeshadow doesn't crease. Sorry, I'm watching him and my phone screen. Normally I would set it, but I've been trying out not setting my makeup lately just to see if I like it and if it stays on any better or any worse, and really didn't see a big difference. So I think I'm going to start using less powder. I feel like it definitely makes my skin look a little bit more glowy, which I do like. Although about halfway through the day I get really oily right here, which is so... Okay, but anyway, I will just kind of work that into my crease. Just for a little bit of dimension and a wash of color so that I don't look like I just have white. I would rather it look more natural than that. I had to give Carter his iPad for 10 minutes just to get him to calm down a little bit instead of running around like a wild man. But after I'm done with this, we're gonna go outside on a walk. Get some of his energy out. This is that darker brown color. I'm not putting a lot on because it's pretty pigmented, but I just want a little bit more definition on the outer corner, just so that my inner corner will really pop. And I apologize, my bed's not made right now, but that's because Carter was jumping on it and there was no point to make it. Every time I make my bed, I don't know if any of you moms have this problem, but every time I make my bed, he comes in here, starts jumping on the bed, and he throws all my pillows off and he just completely tears it back up. I don't know why. It's so fun for him. Every time. Every day after I make my bed, he does that. It's very aggravating. I just want a nicely made bed, and that never happens. Okay, I'm going to take that fluffy brush that I use for my crease and just kind of go over and diffuse it. Try that. It's okay, buddy. We're going outside in a minute anyway. Okay. I am going to want to take just a little bit of a lighter color, like just this plain white skin tone color on a brush, and just kind of pat it in, see if that makes a difference. Not really. Okay. I've cleaned it up a little bit. Leave that how that is, and I'm going to take this little pointy fluffy brush in with, use my Morphe highlighter because it needs used. I dropped it and it cracked and just shattered. So we're gonna use this one. I put that on the inner corner of my eye, just for a nice little pop to brighten them up. And then I'm gonna take this big diffused brush. I'll normally use this for blush, but I'm gonna use it for my highlighter just so that it's not just like a strip. I'm just gonna barely tap it in.
Hey, Mommy, what?
I'm just gonna pat so that.
Mom, look!
That's you as a baby. That's silly. Just gonna kind of tap it in instead of rubbing. Give me just a minute. It'll just give it a nice glow instead of like a strip of a highlighter.
The one with Flippy that has mustard trucks. The one with Flippy that wants mustard trucks.
I don't really like Blippi, Carter.
I don't watch Flippy the mustard truck yet.
Also, he calls YouTube Monster Trucks.
Yeah?
He never really watches Monster Trucks. He just calls YouTube Monster Trucks. I don't know why.
I'm gonna watch
I know. We're about to go outside.
I want to
play.
watch monster trucks with wheels on it.
I don't. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do for the face. I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. I've been using this L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. Just the original one with the shade black.
I forgot that.
I'm gonna try to focus it on my top lashes.
Mommy,
It'll sometimes get on my bottom lashes, which is fine. I don't want it down there.
so little dust in it.
Yep. Okay. Just to make them a little bit more sparse on the bottom. I'll do a little bit.
This iPad's not.
Okay. That's okay, bub. Do my eyebrows quick. So I use 2 different brushes. Always start by brushing them all the way up, just to get the shape. And I've been using the Balm Brow Pow. It's a powder for your brows. And I will just take my angled brush and just dab it in lightly because it's pigmented. And it's a little bit darker than what my eyebrows are naturally, but I like that because my eyebrows are blonde. And whenever you have blonde hair, you can kind of play around with different eyebrow colors, because some blondes can pull off like a dark brow. So it just kind of depends. So I always start by lining the bottoms. And then once I have the bottom, I just kind of fill up. I never fill the upper and make it super boxy. I just don't personally like that look. I always like him to look a lot more natural and more feathered. And I feel like a powder can be a little bit more messy, so I just don't fill in the top. I would rather it look more diffused and natural. And then I keep brushing through it as I do my eyebrows, just so that it's evenly distributed. Instead of doing it sideways, I do it vertical. And after I dip, I always start in the back so that I don't have like a super thick, dark line right in the front. So that's a little tip. And then I'll take whatever's left on the brush and I'll go in the front. Just so we don't have any harsh lines. And if you do get a harsh line and you're using a powder brow, if you just brush through it with a spoolie a little bit, it'll just diffuse it right back down. That's why I like to use a brow powder. I feel like it's pretty beginner friendly. I usually don't put a brow bone highlight, I usually forget. Okay. I'm going to wait for my eyelashes to fully dry and then I'll probably curl them again. But I'm going to be using this Benna tint. It's a lip and cheek tint. I don't feel like doing... I use this Benna tint. It doesn't like to stay on very well if you put chapstick on though. Fair warning. I just like the rosy color that it gives. I'm going to curl my eyelashes and then we will be done. And I always wait till they're completely dry so that it doesn't pull out your eyelashes. Nobody wants that.
Wasn't that
He always likes to sneak up on me whenever I'm doing something and try to shoot me. Guys, and that is my finished look for today.